What's up, YouTube? This is Trucking California with Vedlocks 18, and it's still grape season. Still out here in the middle of these vineyards, picking up these loads. So it's kind of fun. I'm really tired, like super tired, but I thought I'd kind of show you guys a little bit about how it works and tell you guys a little bit about the money that there is in these local loads. Staying local, working a lot, so it's kind of like I'm over the road, but yeah, stay tuned. Here's the tractor, the gondola. So I watched my last Grape video, and darn it, I actually think I'm kind of funny. Some of that stuff, I was very tired. Some of those delirium jokes were funny. I laughed at them. Grape coupon, that's hilarious. I honestly don't even know how I thought of that. Now, the only jokes I can think of are like worse than that one. So I was thinking, you know, these grapes here, right? They're hanging down. So these ones, I would say, yeah, I think these might be Merlot, right? And I was gonna say, but if they hang upwards, then maybe they're called Merhai. I don't know. That's just my lame attempts right now. I can't be as funny as I was last time. That's all I got. Merlot and Merhai. It's kind of dumb. That's really dumb. All right, so I thought I'd tell you guys just kind of a little bit about what these loads are like, what they pay like, how many miles, all that good stuff. So the shorter loads, like the one I'm on now is 70 miles from the winery, but I had to come here empty, so that's 140 miles. Pretty easy math there. Just double the number of loaded miles. Yeah, 140 miles, and this load pays the truck about 300 bucks. Now, if you're an owner operator, you already know that your net income will vary greatly depending on what your setup is. If your truck's paid off, how high your insurance payment is, all that good stuff. But that's what the loads have been paying. You know, the different companies that you can lease on with might pay. It might vary a little bit, but it's pretty close to the same. If you're, you know, working directly for the winery and hauling the loads directly for them, then obviously you get a little bit more. But I am still a lease operator, leased on with an outfit here, and so he takes his cut, and that's just part of the gig, and that's what I sign up for local work and for year-round work. And this isn't a seasonal job for me. This is a season I get to participate in, try and make a little extra money and try and keep the truck rolling as much as I can. But it's not, after the season's over, I don't go, you know, looking for other loads. My work is sitting there. Other guys are doing extra. They're actually happy that we're off doing grapes because they're making lots of money. You know, working extra loads over on the hazmat side of what I normally do. So anyway, so yeah, the loads pay pretty much between 300 and 400 for most of the local loads, and then there's a few that were longer that paid a little higher, like one was just under 600, but that was one of the longer ones, like 180 miles, something like that. And so, you know, the truck makes plenty of money, but I pay a really high amount in insurance because I still pay a percentage of the loads. So I pay a crazy amount in insurance, and so the truck makes lots of money, but that means I'm spending lots of money on insurance. I'll probably end up paying $15,000 this year for insurance, so that's kind of a crazy amount. But you know, it's hazmat and all this other stuff, so if I was on my own authority, it would probably be getting better year to year and not staying the same like it is. But if I was starting out, it'd probably be pretty close to what I'm paying now, so whatever, it's all good. All right, so something about grape season. you've got a greaseless fifth wheel, but it picks up a bunch of grease from other guys who don't have greaseless, so they've got grease on their fifth wheels, and then they get on the trailers, and the trailers put them on your greaseless fifth wheel. And it's not that big of a deal, except right there, that gets grease in it, and then it gets dirt, just tons and tons of dirt, and it ends up where it just gets caked with dirt and grime. And then you try and back under a trailer, and then it doesn't want to latch all the way. Sometimes it'll latch good enough for a tug test, but when you go and look, the lock isn't locked across it. And so if you try to pull that trailer with any load in it, oh man, you're gonna have a nightmare on your hands. And so yeah, be real careful about that. What I've been doing is just spraying WD-40 and trying to get that thing cleared of all that gunk and grease that's built up. So I've been just spraying it down every chance I get. I'm about to spray it again, and it's been working a little bit better here, getting all that dirt out of there, getting all that grime. I think I'm gonna stick some sticks in there and wipe some of that gunk out and see if it doesn't fix it once and for all, because all that grease, you'd think it would help, but once it gets that dirt and grime stuck in there, it actually just bogs everything down and makes it stick and makes it to where it doesn't want to lock, and that's a no bueno. So tip of the day. All right, so maybe you just want the brass tacks. I have pretty high expenses because I rent the truck, and like I said, my insurance is pretty high. But I took home last week, 1 week of work. It was 20 loads, 20 loads on one check. That's for 6 days. So you can tell I'm averaging over 3, and 4 of them were kind of the longer variety, 160 miles, 180 miles, something like that. And I took home $4,400. So for a week's worth of work. So even with my high expenses, it's a good week of work, man. It's a good week of work. I'll tell you what, because it was hard, but it was a lot of money. A lot of money. So I put myself into debt when the truck broke down, and I had a lot of expenses around the house, and I have 4 kids, so they're expensive. And so yeah, I had to rack up some credit cards. So anyway, so we're working on paying those off, and checks like that are gonna help a lot. Trying to think of anything else. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you? I know one guy, he buys his own fuel, his own insurance, and his truck's paid off. And I saw his check, and I'll just tell you, it was double mine. Double. Now he paid for his own fuel. So that $4,400 is after all my expenses. That was my net check. So his net check would be a lot less, because after he pays his own insurance and then his own fuel, probably knock off like, $2,000, $2,500, something like that for his expenses. So he still netted like $6,500 or something like that for 1 week. So that's why guys like to come out here and do these grapes, because you get to run extra hours. There's plenty of loads, as many loads as you can handle, and yeah, the ag laws allow you to just keep running, run hard, take 8 hours off, and come back and do it again. So you get 4 weeks of that kind of ag exemption throughout the season. So you just kind of take it when the volume's the highest, when the fruit is the ripest, when they're trying to get every single vine harvested. That's when you put in the super long hours and the 16-hour days, and only taking 8 off and getting right back to it. It's hard, but you get a couple checks like that, and set you up for any other plans you might have. So you see what you can do. So I was happy with my check, and then I saw that guy's check, and I was like, oh my goodness, good night. That would be crazy. But yeah, I mean, he worked his butt off for it too. You know what I mean? When you put in the work, you get rewarded. So it's pretty good gig. So yeah, thanks for watching. Check you guys later. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right, bye. Goodbye now.